Hey, what up guys? Today I'll be doing another update deck profile for Lair of Darkness. So I've been doing a couple of videos for Lair of Darkness with the Felgrin or just the Pure, so it works somehow, but I'm working on the other archetype which is Unchained Soul. So it's a really good archetype. Unfortunately I do not have the search card for it, but I do have some supports and that might work for this deck. So I want to show you guys what I have in this deck and side deck and the extra deck. Alright, the first card is Diablo's Darkest. He's the boss monster of this deck, but I only have one copy because that's not really my focus of the deck. So it's basically I have him to beat stick, and he has a tribute effect. Basically, once per turn, I can tribute Dark Monster on the field, and I can take your opponent's card on hand and then put it on the bottom or top of the deck. So it's a really good card to just reducing your opponent's monster's hand. Also, if you tribute a Dark Monster, you can special summon him from the graveyard or hand. You can use Lair of Darkness to have a combo, so, and then during the end phase, you can special summon a Torment token by the effect. So it's a really nice to have a combo, and then you have an extra monster on the field. So just to have that kind of combination when you have a different archetype. So it's really helpful to have that kind of mechanism. Alright, the next card is Arima the Wicked Warden. I have 3 copies of him. First, I can discard him from the hand to search Lair of Darkness field spell. Also, I can either tribute itself to draw 1 card, or I can tribute another Dark Monster to search any Dark Monster that has 2000 or more defense monster. So this guy is a good example. So if I have him to tribute with another Dark Monster, you can search him from the deck to add it to the hand. Although there is another Dark Monster with 2000 or more defense, I will show you in few. Or the next card is Lilith, Lady of Lament. So she's level 3 and it's on 2000, but if you normal summon her, her attack will be half. But also the effect is once per turn, you can tribute Dark Monster, and I can search for any 3 normal trap cards from my deck, and it allows your opponents to choose any of them to set it on my field, and then shuffle the rest to the deck. So it's a really good search card for my trap cards because I don't have a lot, but I have a couple of the good ones. I can add it to the deck. So it's a really good card to just have that to have the combo. And if you already have Diablos, I can special summon from hand or graveyard if you already use like a Force Burial or something like that. So you could just use this combo to bring it out, and then you could tribute her as well. So she's Dark Monster even without the Lair of Darkness on the field. So you just have any of ways to just tribute her or tribute Dark Monster on the field to trigger her effect. Alright, the next 2 cards are Unchained Soul of Disaster and Abominable Unchained Soul. So these 2 Unchained Soul monsters are level 8 Fiend type monsters, and they have a really good card effect. So Ham is once per turn, I can target 1 monster opponent controls to use a Link's material, including this card, and then you can actually link summon, like let's say Unchained Soul of Rage is a really nice card. But if he destroyed by battle or card effect, I can target 1 Unchained monster on the graveyard and special summon it. So he already has a destruction effect. So basically, Unchained Soul monsters archetype has a destruction effect, and then you can just special summon it, adding to the card, adding to the hand, all those good mechanisms by destroying. So it's a really good combo that might work for the Lair of Darkness. So this card is basically if any card destroyed by battle or card effect, I can special summon from my hand. And also if he is special summoned, I can discard 1 card and destroy 1 card on the field. It's a really nice card effect, just to get rid of one of the cards you want to get rid of on your opponent's field, and then by discarding it. And so if you have a discarding any card that you think it's going to be useful later on, so just let's say Diablos, or let's say if you have a Burning Abyss, you can use that as well. So it's a good combination later on the turn. And also if this guy destroyed by battle or card effect, I can special summon him back. But if he leaves the field next time, he has to go to the bottom of the deck. Or the next 2 cards are Unchained Twins. So Raikia and Aruha, sorry. So these 2 has a similar effect. Ham is basically It's a quick effect, so target one card on the field, destroy it. Uh, uh, or if these guys are destroyed by battle or card effect, except for, by their effects, you can special summon Unchained monster from hand or deck, and it's only once per turn. So these cards are really good just to special summon any of my Unchained monster, especially if you have the disaster or if you have him already. So you don't have to use their effect to special summon him, because if you destroy any of these cards, you can just special summon him. You could just use him, or you could use these cards to special summon these guys. So it's a really good card to make that combination. If you can also destroy set Unchained cards because they have an effect as well. So having one copy of this will be great. 2 copy, 3 copies, depends on how you want to do it. But yeah, like I said, it's a really good number to start if you want to do just to be safe, 1 copy. Alright, the next 2 cards are Dark Spirit of Malice and Dark Spirit of Banishment. So these 2 are risen from the Legendary Duelist, the Dark Bakura set. So these 2 are very good cards, especially if you have your opponent's card effect activates or the battle. So basically, him, when your opponent activates a card effect, and it's a quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard and target 1 level 8B monster in the graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. But it's a really good card effect to use because you can bring him out, or you can bring him out because there are level 8B monsters. You don't have to use their effects during that turn or during your turn. It's just you can use them to link material. You don't have to use their effect to just do whatever. But basically that's that. And there's another effect is if a level 8B monster is sent from field to the graveyard, or just sent to the graveyard in general, while this card's in your graveyard, add him to the hand. And also this has a similar effect is if your opponent's monster attacks at the start of the damage step, you can send this card to the graveyard from hand, target 1 level 8 monster from the graveyard, special summon them. So it's a very similar effect. So this is more of a battle, and this is more of the card effects. Or the next card is Skarm, the Burning Abyss. I can't really read the other one, but basically that's that. So he's pretty popular Burning Abyss monster for using level 3 Dark Monster deck. So he's basically, if you don't have any spell trap card on the field, you can special summon him from hand. And if you control a monster that is not Burning Abyss, you have to destroy this card on the field. And if he's in the graveyard during the end phase, I can search any one level 3 Dark Monster from the deck and add it to my hand. So it's a good search card and then destruction card. So if I already have a abominable monster right here, I can special summon, and then you can just trigger the effect during the end phase. So you already made a decent combo on that turn. The next thing is the Tour Guide from the Underworld, and it is limited, but the card effect is pretty good. If she's normal summon, I can special summon 1 level 3 fiend monster from a hand or deck. So it's a really good card effect, even though that monster is negated, but you could still use this effect. For example, if I special summon Lilith, I could still do the tributing, but I don't get to search any normal trap card. So just to have this card to be on the field, just to do tributing, you could just bring out the boss monster, Darkest Diablos, if you have any on your hand or graveyard. So that little combo makes a huge difference later on. So that's why this card is pretty powerful in certain situation. Or the last 2 cards are Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher. So basically these 2 allows me to send Dark Monster from deck to the graveyard. If he's summoned every time, you just send Dark Monster from deck to the graveyard. You could special summon him by discarding level 5 or higher Dark Monster from deck to the graveyard. Also, if you have once per turn, you can send Dark Monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then send additional Dark Monster from your deck to the graveyard. So these 2 are pretty decent to send Dark Monster like Diablos or any other Dark Monster that would be useful by adding or special, any kind of mechanics that would be helpful when it's sent to the graveyard. Alright, now we're moving on to spell cards. I have 2 copies of Lair Darkness and 1 copy of Terraforming. So 2 copies is pretty good number balance. Honestly, 3 copies is kind of overwhelming. So I would just definitely have 2 copies, probably the best number, and 1 copy Terraforming. Alright, the next 2 cards are Allure of Darkness and Tides of the Brethren. So draw 2 cards and then banish Dark Monster. If not, send the entire hand to the graveyard. I have Ties with the Brethren. Basically, I can target one monster I control, and so I can special summon up 2 monsters with the same level, attribute, and type, which is really good. It's level 3, Dark, and Fiend. So that's all the most of the monsters I have. It's really good to use this card effect to have additional special summoning monsters on the field. But you have to pay 2,000 life points to do so, and I can only use this once per turn, I believe. So yeah, basically that's basically special summon mechanic for this deck. Or the next 2 cards are Reinforcement of the Army and Force Burial. So basically at level 4 lower warrior monster and just send 1 monster from deck to the graveyard. The next 2 cards are Twin Twisters and Monster Gate. So basically discard 1 card and then destroy up to 2 spell trap cards on the field. And then I can tribute 1 monster on the field and then just excavate any card until you draw a monster, and then you basically special summon that monster. So it's a really good card to just do extra support for this deck. And the last card of spell card is Super Poly. So I definitely have 3 copies. I'm just waiting on the 2 last cards shipping the mail. But basically having this card is super well, especially you bring a Starving Venom Dragon monster, I think Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, to have this card because it's a Lair of Darkness, and then you can use your opponent's monster as material. So it's a really powerful card. I recommend to have 3 copies. 2 will be good enough, but depending on how you want to play the deck. Or now we're moving on to trap cards. I have Erratic Epidemic Virus, Full Force Virus, and Grinding Grave Virus. So these 3 basic viruses are really good. They're not really competitive, but they're very useful tools to destroy your opponent's board and their hand for 3 turns especially. So if you you can destroy a spell or trap card for 3 turns, you can destroy a monster that has 1500 or less defense, and then destroy any monster that is drawn for 3 turns if you tribute dark monster that has 2000 or more. Also, you can get rid of, you can send from your opponent's deck each card for each 500 attack that you tributed. So these 3 cards are really works. It's the basic foundation, so I think that might work. Alright, the last 2 cards are Unchained trap cards. Abominable Chamber of the Unchained and Escape of the Unchained. So these 2 cards has a similar effect in the second sentence. Basically, if these sets cards are destroyed by a card effect, I can special summon Unchained monster from my deck. But basically, this card allows me to special summon Unchained monster from hand or graveyard. This card just target Unchained monster I control and 1 card on the field, destroy both of them. So either way, these cards allows me to do destruction effects and then special summon any of my Unchained monster from my deck, a hand or graveyard depending on which one is the triggered effect. But these 2 are very good for just, that's why I have Twin Twisters, and if I have your opponent's effect triggers to destroy any of my cards, specifically face down cards, these could be good like a bait. So I recommend to you guys to have these cards at least 1 copy. 2 copies is good, just in case, just to increase a little bit of chance to get this card in my hand, especially I have Lilith in the deck, so it's really useful to make some kind of combo, bring out Unchained, and then you have Lair of Darkness monsters. Alright, now moving on to side deck, I have 2 copies of DD Crows. I have 2 copies of honestly, any kaiju monster works. It just break your opponent's board, just special summon this guy by tributing your opponent's monster on field and just bring him out. So it's a really good card to break their board. And I do also have a Santa Claus, a similar effect. During the end phase, I can just draw 1 card. So if I special summon on their field by tributing their monster. And I also have 3 copies of Call by the Grave. It's a really good have this as a side deck in case I really need to get rid of any monsters. It has the same monster on the field, just negates their effects. I have a 1 copy Card of Demise. Unfortunately, this is 1 copy now. It's really good card effect. I wish it's back to like 3, but it's alright. And I have the 1 copy of Wailing of the Unchained Souls. It's a really good card effect, but I don't really use that as much, so I just have 1 copy. And lastly, back to the front, it's really nice to just bring back my monster from the graveyard in case I need to just defend myself. But basically, these guys really basic, might be useful for you as a reference to your Lair Darkness side deck. Alright, now moving on to extra deck. So I have Unchained Sword of Rage. He's the main guy, but it's still useful. He's only requires 2 links. So, and then you can use his effect during either player's turn, and it's a quick effect. I could just take your opponents by targeting them, monster, and him to use a link summon as a link material. You can bring him with just link 3, Unchained Soul of Anguish. It's the same effect, but it's only once during my turn. I can target one monster they control to use a link material to link summon this guy here. So it's a link 4. It's pretty big, 3000 beat stick. And I have the Beat Cop. It's a really good card as well to protect my Lair Darkness field spell or any other card that would be really necessary to keep it on the field as long as possible. Just putting the Cop counter. I have Eagle Tucker. Not really important, but it's somewhat useful in certain cases. Phantom Knight, Burning Abyss is a really pretty good, especially send Diablos to the graveyard or any other monsters that are really useful in the graveyard. In cases banished, Levia the Sea Dragon. Number 60, it might be useful as well. Number 82, to just protect my Lair Darkness field spell. Number 62, because I have level 8 monsters. And I have 2 copy Starving Venom Fusion Dragons. So these are pretty good because I have a Super Poly, and if I have the second and third one, I could definitely use this card. And it's really good if you have a Lair Darkness on the field, just grabbing opponent's monster as a dark monster. So yeah, these are pretty much just extra deck monsters that might be useful for your own Lair Darkness, including the Unchained Soul monsters or archetype. So these are just the recommended, or just use it as a foundation. Alright guys, that is it for deck profile, Lair Darkness plus Unchained Soul. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this will help you for building your Lair Darkness featuring Unchained Soul. It is not very competitive for you, but this could be a good foundation. Make some good conversation how this will be a lot better for your deck, or you can suggest me what I should do. I'm pretty sure you're gonna ask about a lot of hand traps, a lot of support cards like adding mechanism, which is the Unchained cards that allows me to search, which I should have that card. But other than that, if you have any suggestion, please let me know in the comment section below. I will try to consider to get those cards or making an update deck profile in the future. Also, don't forget, I do have a Thunder Dragon deck as for the hand test. If you guys want me to make the video for it, please let me know. I know a couple of people said that I should, and please let me know, and please like the button, like, and then subscribe if you haven't. And I will try to make a video for that probably this coming month of March. And also don't forget that I will try to make new videos for other deck profiles. I will have another new deck profile, not the updated, but the actual new deck that I will make for you guys. So please don't forget to keep following me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll try to keep you guys posted. I know I haven't done that much lately, but I will try to do that for next month. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.